Yeah,
Like,
so here's what happened. Like, I fucked, like, your son's friend.
sit down, kid. Wait, sit down, kids.
Yeah.
We're all going to talk about this.
I've got to fuck with your mental stability.
Yeah. You don't matter. It's about me.
Hottest September on record.
Oh, really?
Or some shit. I don't know.
October.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm way out of whack.
That's why.
Speaking of, there's a return of it.
Returning to return of the way.
But fucking, like, that seems like a constant theme within fucking climate science and all that kind of shit. They just keep narrowing the time frame. It's like
Yeah.
it's like you go back 5 years ago and it's like, oh, it was the hottest fucking 2017 on record. Then all of a sudden it's like, it's the hottest fucking January on record. Then it's like, oh, it's the hottest fucking March 5th on record.
Yeah.
And then it's eventually it's just gonna what, like the hottest second of the fucking
Hottest lunchtime in June.
yeah. Like, how long are you going to keep narrowing the time frame before you just go like, planet's fucked, we're all going to die?
Same with how long you got. Like, it used to be like, yeah, by 2150, ocean levels will rise this much.
Yeah.
By 2050, it's going to be this hot and ocean levels will rise this much. Now it's like, by next year, Hawaii might be underwater.
Yeah.
It escalates quickly.
The water is coming up my shins as we speak.
And you're full of plastic. Tiny pieces of it.
Everything you eat.
Yeah. It's the plastic world now.
Headphones cause cancer.
Yeah.
Here's a new pair of AirPods.
Put them in your head.
Please. I need more billions.
Yeah. Need a third-party system to charge it.
Yeah.
We don't do charges.
No, well, fucking, like you've seen that Apple are now changing to the USB-C, right?
Yeah. Finally.
Finally.
Not by their own, like, volition.
They just like
sort
admitted.
of being made to.
People argue about
They're getting
everything,
sued.
man. Everyone's fucking. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I can't remember what country it was. They did get sued. They got sued for not selling their phones with chargers.
Right,
In,
because they
like,
stopped
some
doing
European
that.
country, yeah, and then a big lawsuit happened, and they ended up having to do it. I think
Right.
That's what started everything on trying to get them to be more universal. 'Cause there's a couple countries that actually have laws for like cell phone carriers that they have to provide the charger for it, essentially.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I know Apple was a big part of it.
It's
So maybe
fucking-
it's just they're trying to cover their ass now.
like it's one of those things as well. It's like, how the fuck did Apple get off charging $60 for a cable when a USB-C cable is exactly the same as a Lightning cable,
Yeah,
pretty much, except for a
exactly.
different connection,
Yep.
and that one's $5 and that one's $60 just because
Yeah,
it's
for no
white and it's got a
reason, yeah.
fucking Apple
Yeah,
logo
it's
on
got
it.
the logo on it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I mean it is, but it's also that's
They've gotten away
the
with it
model.
too long.
Yeah, and a lot of other stuff does it too, I suppose. But they've just gone to that. There's always something that'll cross that line when it comes to like consumer markets. I think where
Yeah.
they take the piss too much.
Yeah,
And
100%.
That's sort of what it is. It's sort of like you have to. It's almost like selling iPhones with just like single-use batteries, and it's like up to you to just put batteries in it forever.
2 double A's.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Your problem.
Get about a week out of these things, then you're on your own.
Yeah. You vote?
They would
actually?
do that shit. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I haven't.
It was good. I went up there early in the morning. There wasn't a lot of
Why
people
was it
around.
good?
Fuck, I love ghosting people at the voting gates.
Oh, you got to just walk.
Like, legit,
Unless
just
you-
to act like they
Unless
don't
you want to
exist.
be a fuckwit. Like, you can be a fuckwit too.
Oh, I actually thought about that. It'd be real fun next time to, like, go together and, like, have you
Did I
film
ever
me,
tell you about...
pick up somebody's fucking pamphlet and it's like, oh my God, you have now changed my entire fucking, like, life views, my 30 years of experience and my, like, everything that I've grown up with and known to believe has now been changed by this thin piece of
Yeah.
fucking,
My entire
paper.
mind is changed. Thank you.
Yeah. you have widened my
seen the
horizons
light.
beyond belief.
Yeah. Legend. Did
Fuck off.
I tell you about the time me and... Do you remember this dude, Noro?
Yeah, vaguely.
Like, yeah, it was like yeah, it was a bit of a weird dude, really. But fucking, he used to have this wheelchair for no reason, and we pretended like he was in a wheelchair. We went to vote, and we did it so he went in by himself, and then I came in a little bit after and was in the line and started having to go at him and stuff. Said he shouldn't be allowed to vote and shit. Fucking hell. I swear to God, people were so angry. It was like an audible fucking like, oh, when I getting told to fuck off and shit, asking if he's all right and stuff. I had to leave. I was like, I felt like I was gonna be mobbed. We went to Audi too and did it, and this fucking
Despicable.
this bald-headed dude fucking like let go of his trolley and started coming over to me. I had to leg it.
Should be allowed to shop here.
I can't. Oh, I said he owed me money as he was coming out of it. Like we set it up. Like he had a little blanket on him and stuff. Oh, fuck.
Little
that was
knitted
bad.
quilt.
I was super young, man. I didn't know any better.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
That's what happens in semi-rural towns.
Yeah, when
gotta
you left
use your
your
imagination.
When you left your own devices.
Yeah, find your own fun.
Fucking build us a movie cinema or some shit. Jesus Christ. Won't experience these heinous fucking pranks on society.
Nah, they were good. They're not heinous. There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, there's plenty of things wrong with fucking what's going on in the world at the moment.
Oh yeah. Matter there.
So I don't know how much anybody's keeping up with this whole Israel-Palestine thing, but let's go through like I don't know. I should have written these notes better in the sense that all of like the pertinent information is down the bottom, and then this sort of like relative information is up top. So let's start with the whole Lebanon has fired missiles at Israeli targets, warning them to stay out of the Gaza Strip, and that further action may provoke another militant group by the name of Hezbollah. And they're an Iranian-backed militia based in Lebanon. So they're an interesting part of this whole thing because like usually
party.
So
they're not even in. They're actually.
They are a
Lebanon,
third party, yeah, but they have political power. They have like a political party, but there's also like this whole wing of it that's like a military group.
Right.
And I'm not sure whether they've been hired because yeah, they exist within the power structure of the country. But according to like our military and like the US and all that kind of thing, they're viewed as a terrorist group.
Right. But I mean, we Western countries tend to view a lot
Yes.
of other people. I mean, not to say
it seems to be like a wide brush that they paint everybody with.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's the correct term. There's more like it's. I'm not trying to say they're good people or anything like that, but it's sort of like the militants. Like
I don't think there's any good people on any sides of this thing,
just
man.
Like that's war. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah,
there is no good people.
They sort of are though because they have launched attacks, right?
Well, and like speaking of the word war, Israel has like officially declared war on Hamas.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which is a strange phrasing too. They declare war on Hamas and not Palestine itself.
Yeah, because Hamas is sort of the power structure from within it. That's sort of who's running it, isn't it? Or
yes. So, all right. Well, that sort of brings me back to like, let's just talk about how the whole thing is separated, really. It's separated into 3 areas. The West Bank is controlled by the Israeli military and has been since...
West Bank?
The West Bank, that's what it's referred to as, like the West Bank of like Israel or whatever it is.
Right.
It's been under control since 1967 and it's under like complete martial law by the Israeli military. To the point that like Palestinian people are just heavily prosecuted within it, and anybody's heavily prosecuted within it. Like they'll do crazy shit. If you share a photo,
like Sharia law sort of stuff.
No, like it's just they just do whatever they want. Literally, like they just like either like the soldier catches you doing something, they'll just like there's like
shoot you.
There's no government. I think that maybe like some form of structure within it.
Martial law.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. They like
judge, jury, executioner. Right,
that's it. There's no fucking we're gonna extradite you to here because you're from there.
Like,
and
you can see why like other countries would want to stop that sort of stuff because it's a dangerous world to live in.
100%. So yeah, Israeli military controls the West Bank. Gaza Strip is controlled by Hamas, and it's essentially like what is referred to as like an open air prison.
Open air?
Yeah. There's like a lot of people there that are actually just sort of like political prisoners. Like some of them are Israelis, some of them are other people, kind of thing.
They don't want to try and go across the border.
Yeah.
Because they'll get shot.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, it's really hard to like
would make you a political prisoner. It wouldn't take a lot.
Yeah.
At all in a like a place like that.
No, not at all. And it's extremely difficult to take a hardline stance on like, oh, I support this or I support that kind of thing because there's really atrocities happening on fucking either side of this.
Don't know enough either. Like, really.
The US is sending its most powerful aircraft carrier strike group to Israel in response to the Hamas attacks, resulting in the death of American citizens. And that's when Israel officially declared war on the Hamas
How many
militants.
fucking wars can America be in at once? Like, how much money do they have for all of this? Surely
They
they're getting
spend
stretched way too
they
thin.
spend more on their military than like the next
Yeah.
4 or 5 countries combined.
But then, oh no, China spends a lot too. I wouldn't be surprised if they spent more because they're huge. I'm pretty sure the last couple of years, China has tipped the balance towards their economy and like,
Really?
yeah, I'm pretty certain, and their army infrastructure and all of that sort of stuff.
Interesting.
They're massive, but it's like you got like all the money they're sending to Ukraine. They do just in-house fund a lot of like military operations.
Yeah.
And then they're all over the place everywhere else as well. They got like beef with like going on between Taiwan and China.
Yep.
Like, how much can they be involved in before?
There's apparently stuff kicking off in Yemen now as well, and Lebanon.
With the US.
Yep.
So how much shit can they be in before it's too much?
You don't know. And that's the thing as
And
well.
that's the other thing, do you wonder-
We're implicated.
Well, that's the other thing. It's sort of like, it's like well, guilty by association in
Yep.
some senses, and it's like, what if one day fucking it comes back? That's all I wonder about. It's like, how many fights can you get in before it comes back to your house?
Yeah,
Can't go
100%.
around causing trouble everywhere without someone coming back.
Well, that's another like point that I've written down here. The entire NYPD is on alert because the ex-Hamas chief is calling for like global protests.
Well, I guess it depends on the
And that's
nature
not
of the
that's not particularly violence, but it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like it's making its way to your doorstep one way
That's
or
true,
another.
Yeah, it's the beginning of like unrest between communities.
And we know that like the US is capable of severe unrest.
Yeah,
It's
and
been portrayed over the last couple
can
of
have
years.
quite a heavy hand. So
Yes.
that's another thing. Imagine if like it got pushed to a point where somewhere like the US declared martial law because
Yeah.
there's so much civil unrest.
I think the only reason they're getting involved is because of oil interests. Because this whole
Well-
Israel-Palestine conflict could seriously affect fuel prices yet again
Yeah,
for the
it
entire
wouldn't
world.
surprise me. Like, seems like the US is only really involved with stuff that there's a lot of resources that could be potentially earned through doing. Do you know? It's
Yeah.
always convenient in the places that they're at war for that thing. Even with Ukraine and the amount of money they're throwing into it, it's like there's a benefit to Russia not having it, and that's
Which
why.
is like, is that still going on as well? Like,
I would assume so. I don't think it just stops.
there's
Like,
there's no news on that. I haven't heard anything about Putin
well,
in
if you look,
weeks.
there would be, but yeah, it's out of the cycle.
You'd have
sort
to
of
look
thing.
deep.
Yeah, I wouldn't look anyway.
Yeah.
At this point.
But
But
yeah,
it's just bizarre to me. how
pretty
much
fucking
trouble-
harrowing stuff. I was watching
Yeah.
this clip earlier on TikTok of a Joe Rogan interview with a journalist. I'm not sure whether she works for anybody or whether she's a freelance journalist. Her name's Abby Martin. And this interview was from a couple of years ago too. It's like sort of resurfaced now because the issues are like pertinent. She spent like a month in Israel and trying to get into like the Gaza Strip and bits of Palestine and stuff like that.
It always
was just
amazes
sort
me,
of-
people that do that.
It was
eh?
interesting listening to her speak about sort of like, there is shit that happens on both sides, but even then I think she still sort of
There's always
erred-
innocent people caught up in it. Too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like the civilians are the ones that are paying the
Because what
prices.
confused me, like after seeing all this stuff come out last week, because I've never really been involved with it, is like looking at these videos, it'd be like, videos of like the Iron Dome activating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like just like missile attacks coming in. And then all of a sudden you go to the comments and a lot of people would be sitting there saying stuff like regardless of what they're saying, they'd always end their comments with stuff like free Palestine and stuff like that. So
Yeah, have
that's
an
sort of what
opinion.
made me a little bit like confused about like, hang on, there's all this like
That's very
there's all the
divisive.
focus is on Israel, but there's all this support for Palestine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's like really fucking going on?
Well, that's the thing. It's because it's like contested land and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's,
That she was
and then-
explaining in the interview that like you said the other week, it's there's like this zone that's sort of controlled by 3 different like families or groups or royals or
Yeah,
whatever
they
the
bring
fuck
people
they are.
in.
There's like
bring-
a sort of like a
trying to repopulate with Jewish people.
yes.
and it's like smack in the middle.
And then like like going
There's
back
a lot
to
of
the
violence
whole
there too.
yeah, 100%. Like this, it's not a good fucking place to be.
No,
It's not a good place to be at the best of times, let
No, and that's
alone
the
what's going
thing.
on there now.
They're bringing they try to bring. I actually watched some interesting documentaries about that, and it
Mhm.
seems there's a level of it that's exploitative it's like these people are getting sort of convinced to bring their families over to these places because there's money involved too. They don't do it for free,
Right.
and they get housed, and they also get security and stuff for doing it. But it's like literal families with little kids and stuff are coming over into these places and getting stones and stuff chucked at their car, and it's like good or bad. It's just the fact that people are doing all of this stuff is just it's not.
Heinous.
Well, yeah, it's a very ugly side of humanity because it's like there's people that are literally just profiting off everyone's misery.
Speaking about the ugly side of humanity,
Oh,
it's apparently been not alleged, like there's video evidence of what is pretty apparent to be
mm,
Israeli attacks containing white phosphorus.
yeah, right. Is that like that? Really?
That's a war crime.
Yeah, right.
That's
That's
against
a war crime.
that's against that's fucking bad.
You're
It
done,
is-
son.
It is actually fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's fucking real bad.
It like it's literally like a terrible fucking substance, and it's
What is that?
against
Does
the.
it burn at a heaps? Is that the one that's like it burns at like 600-700 degrees Celsius?
I'm
or
not sure what it
something?
burns at, but it just
And
just
vaporizes the
destroys
fuck-
people.
Yeah,
Like just to burns your
Or
lungs
is it-
from the
so
inside
it's like
out.
just gas.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a poison.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's against like the
chlorine
UN
bomb.
Convention for like warfare,
Yeah, it's chemical warfare.
which is like
I'm pretty sure all chemical warfare is like
Israel haven't
limits.
signed it.
is it the Geneva Convention?
It's not
I'm
the
pretty
Geneva
sure.
Convention. It's I think it might be. Maybe they're the same thing, but the article that I saw worded as like the UN Convention for Warfare,
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure all chemical and
the Conventional
warfare,
Act. It's like
Yeah.
Act 3 or something, and like the Conventions for Warfare or something like that.
Crazy that there's like a rule book
Yeah.
for war. Sort of glad there is.
Well,
I
it's the fact
suppose,
that-
but
Like we were talking about the other week, I was actually reading something interesting about the whole I saw a video, like just some clip from a movie about the ceasefire that they had in World War II, I believe it was, over Christmas.
yeah.
Or I think it was World War One actually, because it said like 1904. We were speaking about the Canadians the other week. Apparently in 1905, the same thing they tried to do the same thing over Christmas, and a bunch of Canadians just completely ignored it and jumped in the German fucking trenches and slaughtered a bunch of them.
Wow.
So that's why there's shit like that in the Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
Because Canadians are fucking crazy.
Who'd have thought it was the Canadians?
We're sorry, Drake.
Don't worry.
Not really.
He'll be right.
I think your feelings are going to be okay. You know whose feelings might not be okay?
Oh, yeah.
Kanye's wives. So there's
possibly.
been all right. So let's caveat this by saying it's a Daily Mail article, and like I tried to scroll through like heaps of shit on TikTok, and everybody was just referring back to this one article. So it seems like it's the only place that it's come out,
Yeah.
but it's also
Salacious.
100% in fucking Kanye's playbook.
Yeah.
Let's like record scratch right here and fucking hold up. His wife looks like Pete Davidson with
Oh,
boobs.
rough.
It's fucking weird, man. Which
Yeah.
kind of might also lead into the whole like set of rules that he's got for her.
Yeah, see, well, as soon as you say that, problems.
Massive problems.
Yeah, you can say it's a
Huge red flag.
Yeah. Be concerned.
You are sick.
All right, here's the fucking rules, all right?
Fucking hell. All right, so apparently she's not allowed to speak, and he chooses what she wears and eats.
And eats.
Yes.
That's because so he should, you know.
Yeah.
Only because he cares, I'm sure. Just
Yeah.
wants her to have the best
It's only because
diet.
I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, this is for you, all right? Same with what you wear.
He's just looking up what fucking Pete was wearing that day and just like fucking, all right, I'm buying this and you
There
can
you
wear this
go.
tomorrow.
You like this boater hat?
Wear this SNL shirt while we bang.
Now you smoke heaps of pot.
Yeah.
Peroxide your hair again.
Yeah.
When'd you about your dead dad?
Oh, fucking hell.
He's real passive aggressive with that, eh?
He kind
Like,
of is.
Yeah, it's like I remember seeing he went to some fucking bitch's house and there was a photo and he's like, oh, who's that? And she's like, that's me and my dad. And he's like, "Oh, I wish I knew what that was like."
No,
It's
he's like, you have a dad. How's that?
yeah, that's it. It's like, bro, you're like a million.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
It's one of it's one of those things that was funny at the start when he first started doing it. It's like, oh fuck, that's hilarious. And then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, now this is like the main standpoint of your comedy.
Yeah, like you don't need to. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not only that, he's made like an entire like movie based around it and a fucking like a TV series based around his life, which mainly centers on the point that his dad died.
Yeah, which is like shouldn't be a defining feature.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
It's like, yeah, it's traumatic, but it's like you shouldn't,
its own way.
consistently make that. It's like this is the point
yeah,
that I
but
work
it's also
from.
like other people. Like he takes it out on other people. Just
Yeah.
just like that's what I like. Like that's what gets me. He's
100%.
It's like so unnecessary to do to people. Like
It's your fault.
yeah. Fuck you for having a family cunt.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
You're an asshole. Get rid of that. You knew I was coming.
Yeah.
Seems like he'd be like that too,
Oh,
actually.
fucking hell.
Little bitch. Calling him out.
I reckon he would.
Maybe
But
not. We could
I still reckon Kanye's crazier.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
100%.
Different sort of crazy.
Pete thought he was crazy until he got involved with that shit, and then he was just like, oh, I'm actually quite
Get him
normal.
straight.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm over that now.
Yeah. That fixed me.
I want a career.
Yeah. I don't really have a problem with the whole dad thing anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to move away from this.
Yeah, I'd like some normality.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Kanye's something else now.
100%, man.
I don't know how much of it is.
But like the most hilarious thing to me is the fact that like his life is falling apart to like the nth degree, man. He's losing billions of dollars on like
Yeah.
Adidas contracts, and people are just fucking saying, and like he's going on podcasts and saying the craziest shit, like fucking, you know, like he
Honestly,
loves Hitler and that kind
yeah.
of shit.
I honestly reckon it's deliberate. in
And then
many
just
ways.
fucking, and still just shits on one of the best producers of all time on a dual album.
Yeah.
Like, I'm insane and my life is falling apart. Here's 8 bangers.
These go off. I'm gonna go and stare at the wall.
Kanye, please take your meds, but admittedly, these are bangers.
You are better off him.
Yeah. But just like, stop taking them around the same time next year.
Can you just take less of him?
Yeah.
Because he's got it. Yeah, he's just balls to the wall.
Let me know when you're riding
How
and I'll
much of
come
it
and
do you think
steal
is
your drugs.
authentic? And a lot of I feel like a lot of it's just like his thing.
Well,
now.
this is
He's
the
just, like,
question that
selling it.
This is the question I wanted to ask. Is it all for show or is he actually crazy?
I think that's it's like a mix.
You
think-
reckon?
Yeah, I think, and he's always constantly pushed boundaries,
Right.
and now he's at a point where he's like, I can just fucking do anything
Yeah.
and still make some money off of it.
Well, that's the thing. If he releases it out, people are still going to buy it
Yeah,
and listen to it.
yeah.
And there's still going to be those fans who are like, this is the greatest thing
not
ever.
to say it hasn't cost him money like
No,
up
fuck,
front,
heaps.
but if you're someone that knows what, like
And just
how
that
much money you actually want,
And just that comment, like, of the whole, like, him thinking he can do whatever he wants. Like, after, you know, saying he loves Hitler last year kind of thing. It's like, the creators of Adidas are Jewish people.
yeah.
So let's, lay that out there for starters.
It's deliberate.
But he does that shit and then instantly just walks into the Skechers headquarters after Adidas drop him, like, with the intent, no meeting, no nothing, with the intention of just like, oh, they'll pick me up because I'm Kanye.
yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You said you loved one of the most evil men of all time.
Publicly.
You don't come back from that straight away.
I'm sure he's not the only one with those beliefs.
Oh, but he doesn't have, like, those, most people that have those beliefs don't have the platform that he does.
Yeah. Well, Donald
And there was a
Trump.
second point, but I don't know what it is. Dude, honestly, Donald Trump is, like, a better person to listen to speak than Kanye. Kanye just dribbles shit. And like you said, you don't know at this point whether it's, like, full-on crazy or whether it's, like, I feel like it's half and half, like you said. I feel like it never started as that. I feel like it was a performance at the start, and he's essentially performed himself into crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like I still think he's not completely as crazy.
Oh,
feel
no,
like
there is stuff
There's
that's, like,
a-
put on,
there's
for
like
sure.
Just to lay on the lounge and chill out,
Hmm.
Kanye. Just watching Netflix and shit, you know.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he just like dangles off the roof and shit.
It'd be pretty
like,
chill. It'd be fucking quiet. His wife's not allowed to speak.
Well, she's probably the chair. He's just sitting there. Feeding her almonds or something of his choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
desiccated
Yeah.
coconut.
Turn it up. Ash has to crawl over.
Yeah. While he's still on up.
Yeah, he's like, it's the life he's
Oh
living.
my god.
Is he crazy? Sounds like the dream.
Oh, well, you know who is crazy?
Well, long list.
A lot of people.
Yeah, myself.
Pretty much most of the people we've spoken about
Yeah.
in this episode.
Oh,
Which is a lot.
crazy on this world, Nettie. Topsy turvy.
Everyone's a little whack.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm out of here. Oh, fuck. I will see myself out.
Whack.
Probably in about 40 minutes. Jada Smith, Pinkett, whatever the fuck a goddamn name
Jada
is.
ding dong.
This is the weirdest,
He's
like,
a fucking psycho
yeah.
in a bad way.
And you've had some experience lately, so you know what's going on.
No, I don't know. There's a lot of crazy people out there, though. I can know that much for sure.
Yeah, there is. And like, once again, it's like 99% of them aren't in the public, like, forum like a lot of these people are. And then probably,
Oh, yeah.
and then 99% of that 1% of people don't force themselves into the public forum like Jada and Will Smith
Yeah,
do with their relationship.
Literally just like, let me tell you how fucked I am.
Yeah,
Like,
so here's what happened. Like, I fucked, like, your son's friend.
sit down, sit down, kids.
Yeah.
We're all going to talk about this.
I've got to fuck with your mental stability.
Yeah. You don't matter. It's about me.
That's the fucking thing. That's really
what
the
it
main
is.
point of it.
Yeah.
She's just fucking
She is tried.
struggling for relevance.
Like, I don't know what happened to her. So I guess it's unfair to say.
Tupac died. That's what
But
happened to her.
Surely that's not the only thing that's made her this way.
Dude, like, have you seen
But
the
she
way that she
is
have you
not
seen
over it.
have you seen the way that she posts about him and shit?
Yeah, I've seen a fair bit.
Like, I
of
seen
shit.
something the other day about like, oh yeah, been so many years or whatever, still like just all of these fucking
Yeah,
things, and
I've
it was
seen
just
that.
like,
It's like,
yeah, you separated from your husband, but you were doing this shit the entire time
Yeah.
while you were with him as well.
yeah, and it's also like it happened a long time ago.
Imagine getting cucked by a dead guy.
That's basically
Will Smith's
like,
entire life is that scene from Scary Movie, just fucking Jada on the roof.
And Chris Rock just wore the brunt of it. Like, that must be what that is.
Everybody else here's like, ooh, and their house is haunted. Will Smith just is, that's why I fucked your bitch.
Oh,
Bitches
like you,
get money.
you got to feel sorry for him in some capacity.
I mean, to a
'Cause
degree.
He reckons he loves her. Like, 'cause I'm gonna say it's a poor choice.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Come on, bud.
And none of them are
Will
normal.
Smith, like you don't need to do that. Like,
And,
seriously,
like, dude,
or
and
maybe at this point he's a bit.
it's not
fucked
just
himself over
Jada that
lately.
shits on him, it's the entire fucking world. I was reading
What?
this article, right? And page 6 article, right? They're just like talking about how like Jada's talking about all this shit in a new book, and it's mostly like for like promotion of a new book.
Basically, cucking.
Anyway.
Will. I think that's what it's called.
The line that comes up under
Will.
this picture is page 6 article refers to like they refer to him in quotations as the actor from Hitch.
Oh, his biggest hit.
Yeah.
The best one.
Legit, like Will Smith is an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like a
he's-
good
he's
actor
been in some
with
pretty
range.
Good movies. Yeah.
Like,
Pursuit of Happiness was fucking awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
That was a
I've
good
watched
movie.
Will Smith movies and thoroughly enjoyed
He
them.
has had a lot of talent for some stuff.
Yes.
He really did.
Like Bad Boys is one of my favorite like movie series of all time. Like
Yeah.
100%. You can't like say that's a fucking bad movie.
One of the ones. It's one of the iconic ones.
Yes.
From that time. Sort
And
of
then they
thing.
fucking like it's such like a, oh yeah, you did this, so let's remind the world about that.
Yeah.
While we're bigging up your wife and
We
talking
just-
about how she
We
fucked
just
your
really-
son's mate.
Someone obviously at page 6 hates him. It's
Yeah.
just like, like
Someone
just
everywhere
ripping on
hates him. A lot of people
Yeah,
turn
that's the
ag-
other thing. He does have a hateable quality to
a
him
lot of people
sometimes.
turned against him after the fucking Chris Rock shit.
Well, that was definitely like the last
Yeah.
straw for him, wasn't it? Because before that, it was like everyone was just like, "Yeah, but he's really nice."
Yeah.
You know? But then once you do something like that,
That's it. You can't go back.
yeah, you're not nice anymore.
Yeah, and that's it.
So
And
you
it's would have been one thing if it was The Rock. You walk up there and
Fuck, Chris
slap
Rock
The
would be-
Rock.
I thought you
The
meant
Rock.
if The Rock slapped Chris Rock. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no, no.
oh.
It would have been different if Will Smith walked up there and slapped The Rock. Like,
Yeah.
like that's an actual like okay, like.
That's an underdog story now. You can make a movie about that.
Well, it's not. It's not even that. It's just the
movie.
fact that like Chris Rock is tiny compared to Will Smith,
Yeah.
and Will Smith's not a fucking like he's not
No,
a fucking.
Chris Rock's not a big dude.
And like fucking Will Smith's not an fucking like a fighter by any means kind of thing, but he's been.
no,
in,
but he has trained.
he's trained, dude. He
Like,
he portrayed
imagine the
Muhammad.
aggression
He
has.
portrayed Muhammad Ali
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
movie. He's trained boxing. Like
Yeah,
he knows
and
how to
has
throw a
lot
shot,
of rage.
Yeah.
Like imagine.
and he's a much bigger
Like-
guy.
His missus is banging his son's friends.
Yeah,
Like,
just that rage of shelf that sits on his
Fuck.
chest is probably a little bit bigger than the average man's.
yeah, he's got some deep pits.
Yeah.
Every like gulp of spit that he swallows is just agony for
But
him.
can you fucking imagine that, man? Can you imagine just being in a relationship, right?
No.
And like dealing, nah, fuck it. Literally my mentality.
Wouldn't be in it.
Can you imagine being in a situation like that where literally every fucking thing that goes on is just aired once a month in this fucking
Imagine.
fucking movie like quality lit studio?
And then it'd also be like leaked messages and
Yeah, like fucking.
hidden footage and
Because
like,
that's the
it's like-
thing too, as well. Like, if you're going to consistently sit there and like, I don't know how frequent this podcast is or whatever, seems to pop up every now and then. But if you're going to sit there and air your dirty laundry to the world, people are going to then instantly think if they're saying that, there's worse shit behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
That's usually the general logic, isn't it?
people will generally always sugarcoat their side of the story.
Yeah, especially when they know it's on like an extreme and like
Mhm.
they still might not give too much of a fuck, but they want it to be.
Yeah.
They don't want to be portrayed in a negative way. Still, though, they want to try and make it positive in their own way.
She's not making it easy for herself.
No, she's not. But that's the other thing. You could tell she feels super justified in the shit she does.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the
you
weird
could tell
thing.
She twists it for herself to be like, this is like normal for me to do, and this is
Yeah.
fine behavior.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, because it's me, and I'm damaged from
Yeah.
Tupac dying.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? And then just like, their kids aren't normal.
Or how could they be?
No.
Like, let's be honest. Fuck.
Not that
cool.
many people, like many famous people's kids do end up normal because
Well,
it's just,
but
it's a
there's
different
levels
level of
to it,
existence.
right? Yeah, but there's also different levels to like
Yeah.
this not being. They're like extreme.
Yeah.
You know, some rich kids are just rich kids.
Yeah.
And there's like super rich kids that have like insane experiences throughout their life from being exposed to a different world. I feel like especially being in movies with your dad as a kid and shit like that.
Yes.
That's
It's just
a strange reality.
an overly severe sense of entitlement.
Yeah, and you always hear about these crazy stories about celebrity parties and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like celebrities as kids just growing up in show business.
Oh,
and
I wouldn't be
around show
surprised if Will
business.
Smith went to the island.
Seems like everyone did.
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking who didn't at this
Stephen
point?
Hawking did. Like.
I want to go to the
Yeah.
island.
Yeah.
Let me go. It plays in my head like once a week.
Yeah, it is fucking
Let me
funny.
go. Let me go.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out Andrew Santino. Fucking probably one of the best impressionists that doesn't do impressions.
Yeah.
All right. Internet fucking freak out for the week.
Yeah. Let's
Some
go.
dickhead decided to shave a bunch of his skin and loose hair,
Yuck already.
put it in one of
That's
those like
fucking-
little containers that you use for science, and mix it with
He's
some.
the issue. Right. Put it in a science plate.
One of them science bowls.
And then chucked it in a science box.
Fucking did some science
Did
in
science
there.
for about 3 or 4 days and pulled it out.
See, that's science.
Look at this science I got growing in here.
Pretty scientific.
You want some?
Dude, he legit ate a bit of it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
What, trying to infect himself?
I don't fucking know. But yeah, he put cordyceps mushrooms in this thing and then like pulled parts of it out and was showing like the like growth particles of it, and everybody's sharing
What
it, just
the
fucking
fuck?
freaking, oh, you're going to start The Last of Us and shit like that. But
Oh.
whack fact of the
Zombie
week,
fungus.
which isn't really that whack, our bodies run too hot to actually like cultivate the cordyceps virus within us. So everybody that thinks, you're gonna end up like those insects that you see on David Attenborough that fucking get the sprouts growing out of their head and fucking you're gonna stand on top
how
of your roof so
fucked
you can
is that?
try and spread it. That can't happen.
Because it's
So
disgusting.
calm the fuck down. Not everything
Not
you see
yet.
on the internet is
Could
true.
evolve.
Yeah, that's also
Especially
true.
when dickheads are eating it. It gives a
Yeah, that's the
chances
other
to
thing.
mutate. Like you're fucking propagating it and then
Just
consuming
could
it.
make it so much fucking
You
worse.
never know what might happen.
But
And
what's-
it'd be like, it wouldn't be a virus. It'd be like a fungal infection.
What's with this fucking deal of people just constantly trying to tempt the universe to kill us?
So many ways, yeah.
There is.
Like all the ways.
Yeah.
Like even with the particle collider and shit. Like
Oh god, just fucking
the
constantly.
theories, atomic bomb. They thought that might wipe out the world.
Hey, death.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Let's roll a dice on it.
You
Let's
busy?
Go. Let's go.
Fucking pussy.
Try and wipe us out,
Oh,
cunt.
nothing can't.
Yeah.
Putting that in though.
I should've
All right.
just done it.
So I mean, speaking of fucking tempting the universe, NASA's launching a spacecraft to explore metal-rich asteroid Psyche.
Psyche, is that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
Right, I have heard of it.
So
I don't know if that's the one I heard about or not, but it was super valuable if they could mine it.
I'll just read through these key points.
Imagine the
here.
energy, like, not without some kind of nuclear power, I don't think.
You wouldn't assume. It's not due
Energy
to.
required.
It's not due to reach the asteroid until 2029. Psyche is believed to consist largely of iron, nickel, gold, and other metals worth 10 quadrillion US dollars. And
10
once
quadrillion.
once reaching Psyche, the probe is set to circle it in a series of orbits before ending the mission in November 2031. But
But
it's
they're not gonna-
interesting that this came up.
So they're literally scoping it out, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're just
Casing
scoping it out to see what they can do. Case in the joint.
Yeah, just having a quick case.
In and out like a bank
Is it
job,
viable?
mate.
Do you really think we'd ever mine an asteroid? Or
It depends whether we're capable of it, really.
well, that's what I mean. Like
But it plays back into that like video that you were showing me yesterday about that whole Dysonsphere.
Dysonsphere, yeah.
So
Well, even that, yeah.
can you just quickly run down what it is for the
Well,
people?
It's essentially like
Science with Shazzy.
it's sort of like
Right, you get a science bowl.
Yeah. Start off with just this tiny piece of fire, science fire, and then you let it burn and you put it in the sky, and it turns into sun.
Science.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, it's like basically it's a theory, and it's like some smart cunts have done this.
Yeah.
Not done it, but said it. It's not my theory. Some science balls.
Mine.
Science plate shit. They're like, theoretically, it's possible for us to sort of set up some kind of, like, sort of like a base on Mercury to mine and get resources and energy to then launch a sort of series of solar panels to start covering the sun. And from the energy that they start sending over with the solar panels, they can then up production on Mercury autonomously. It's still in the future. This is like the grand scheme of energy. The end result. This is maximum energy achievement.
Yeah, this is like past. So what are we at now?
Sort of like just cracking onto like renewables and nuclear
Yeah.
sort of stuff. And this is a few level, like it would be a few steps up the chain from that.
Yeah.
But
Because
it's-
in between that, there's fission, and then there's this Dyson sphere
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's essentially once those solar panels are able to start sending energy back to Mercury, production of all the materials and energy required can increase exponentially and send more solar panels to cover the sun, essentially.
Yeah.
And then with that, you would harness that energy for virtually unlimited energy to any planet that you want.
Which is a fucking crazy concept.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm not even sure, like a laser beam? I can't remember.
Yeah, the way that it was like described in that video is essentially like once
Sounds like it's just going to be a death ray.
once this array is like
Because it-
made around the sun, they can just control the
Well, that's
actual
when they
like
can
beam
make-
of
you can
energy.
Sort of make ring worlds and stuff, sort of like similar
Yeah.
to like a Halo concept.
Yeah,
where
they
it's
were talking
completely
about
artificial.
the power of just being able to terraform planets
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So obviously some other stuff goes on before this, like anti-gravity. And,
Yeah.
and, it's just it's interesting stuff to think of, like if we don't have a limit, if we truly don't have a limit, that potentially that could happen in the distant future. If
That's if we don't destroy ourselves first.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. When you can find ways of harnessing great amounts of energy, they can be weaponized pretty easily.
And people will do that just for the sake of it.
Usually, yeah, it seems to be that way.
Yeah.
It's good to have some fucking highly powerful explosives like a black hole bomb.
Yeah, like that. I didn't watch that video. I'm gonna try and watch that before next week. But that's
that'd be
fucking
interesting.
like just the name of that sounds fucking crazy. Being able
Menacing,
to harness
right?
harness the power of that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a baby black hole, just a little itty bitty one.
But even a little one just turns in like
Well, you can't limit it, can you?
No.
Really? Is that
it
how
just
it
eventually
works?
becomes bigger and bigger.
Does it just from sucking in shit?
That
Now
was
they
what they
think
were-
it sucks in information, not matter.
That was what they were scared about with the Hadron Collider. That it was going to create
The
like a
black
mini black
hole.
hole and eventually just suck the Earth in.
That'd suck.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what did you say? Information.
Yeah, apparently now I think it was Stephen Hawking that was saying like come up with the theory, but he was saying that it's like black holes. They don't swallow matter; they actually swallow information.
It's a data point.
Sort of like, and that's why it's sort of like they believe there has to be something on the other side because you can't destroy information or data. It's bizarre, but that's sort of like the fundamental level of it. It's not actually swallowing matter in that. It's like swallowing the information of that matter. I don't know. It's
So
bizarre.
is he essentially saying in that we are a simulation?
No, not really. Not necessarily. It's just potentially something completely out of our realm going on.
Like just
Like it could,
completely out of our comprehension.
yeah. Like who knows what's on the other side of that?
What the fuck?
No one really knows where it goes. Yeah, they're bizarre. We should actually research that stuff. It's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be really good to talk about, I reckon.
Yeah, we'll
I
look
haven't
into
read
that. I
about that
definitely want to
stuff
look
for
into that
ages.
black hole bomb thing before next week.
Yeah.
But just the capabilities of like, you know, like regardless of whether they set like a time frame on it kind of thing. But the video that we were talking about, and you talked about them like mining mercury for resources kind of thing. Once they start building these things, it becomes an exponential growth of like, because they were saying
Yeah.
they need something like, they need like,
It was like 100 quintillion atomic bombs worth of energy or something to get started, wasn't it? Or is that what they could harness?
that was
off?
what they could harness with like 1% of the sun's
sun,
energy.
Yeah. But the amount, oh, that's right. It was like tons of, like,
Yeah.
It was measured in fossil fuels.
If
It was
they-
more than we have.
Yeah.
We'd have to start mining other shit to do it, like other
Yes.
planets. And that was actually one of the essential steps before was interplanetary mining, I'm pretty sure.
Which is a whole fucking
Essentially a whole planet we would need to mine.
crazy concept in itself.
And
But
that could be like why they do stuff like that, scoping out Psyche, was it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's never going to happen within our lifetime, but fucking crazy shit's happening within our
Well,
lifetime.
yeah.
Like Elon Musk wants to send people to Mars.
Yeah, we'll see if that does happen.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
signed up for it.
Well, that's the thing, and it's like they're impossible until people start trying. And if it's something that sticks and people do keep trying this interplanetary sort of stuff, if civilization can last long enough without war or whatever destroying us or climate or famine or who knows, potentially could all happen like down the track.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of scientific theory and like or even just physics that says a lot of stuff's possible that we can't achieve yet. But it can be done. We
yeah.
just don't have the means or the technology to
Oh
do
yeah,
so
there's
yet.
hundreds of theories
So
like
there's
that.
yeah, it's still early days for us in technology
Yeah,
if we survive long enough.
and everything. Once again, that concept of exponential growth just refers to refers to that, but it also refers to like any one of those theories. Really, like once we're like capable of some of
Yeah,
these
that's how
things,
technology.
the growth just
That's like if you were to look at like sort of like the technology breakthroughs sort of thing.
yeah,
It's like from like roughly I think 1920s or 30s they started having spikes, and every spike would cause like a short plateau, and then a bigger spike, and then a short plateau, and then a bigger spike.
Yeah.
Because every discovery that they started making was leading into bigger discoveries and
Yep.
like and more specialized technology and like older discoveries and stuff.
Yeah, because
So-
what's that computing like? There's like an equation for it, like the speed of computing, and like doubles or like quadruples every like 3 or 4
Really?
years or something
Oh, I
like
didn't
that.
know about that.
Yeah, it's just constantly just getting faster and using using itself to become faster and stuff
Faster,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, imagine doing that with a quantum computer with like some kind of AI system.
that's how the world ends.
Yeah, well, it could be super handy to like. It'd find out nearly any question you could think of in the universe. It could simulate
Yeah,
at
that's
some point.
true.
If we had the resources to fucking.
But immediately it starts
'Cause
asking
it's like
itself the
it's
wrong
not viable
questions.
anyway. It's got to be like sub-zero temperatures and shit to achieve quantum computing, and it's like bizarre shit the way the information gets sent.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's like something with that level of fucking power.
Yeah,
And then
have you heard about those little time crystal fucking
What?
bullshit? Like time crystals? And it's some kind of quantum physics thing where they can actually trap some time or something inside by shooting a laser and a particle in at the same time. They could trap it in time. It's not actually holding it. It's actually stopped in time within this crystal. It's I can't remember, but they said it's going to be huge for like quantum computing and like how quick it can process stuff.
what the fuck?
Bizarre, right? Quantum physics is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I can't understand half of it, but it's super interesting.
Well, once again, a lot of it becomes
it's like-
theoretical.
Well,
but-
that's the thing, and it's like people like to believe in God and stuff. Like this to me seems more viable than that shit. That this seems to me like an explanation for like the intricacies of the universe.
yeah, because it's all like, regardless of whether
very
both situations are
counterintuitive, like-
hypothetical, people explain God in the sense of like, oh, miracles happen, so
Yeah.
therefore he exists. Whereas scientists explain like this exists because of this, we think.
Yeah, and then when
They
it gets
explain it
super
backwards.
existential, it's like this only exists because we're observing it.
Yeah.
Which is a good argument. Too,
Yeah.
because it's
Still makes
bizarre
more of an
concepts.
argument than fucking, oh yeah, this dude fed fucking 500 people
Yeah.
with 2 fucking loaves of bread and 5 fish,
Yeah, literally.
which is a fucking weirdly disproportionate amount.
But then he taught him to
Way
fish.
too much fish. Someone's just going to have
He's
just
up on the
fish.
fish.
Someone's not going to get a sandwich, man. You're a
Oh,
fucking dog.
I hate fish anyway.
Should have thought better.
Don't worry, I'll eat dirt.
I'll just eat bread. There's
Just
not
eat
enough bread. I just said that. You fucking stupid.
Oh, can you make some wine then, cunt? Fuck.
Thirsty.
Dumb cunt. Jesus, you fuckwit. It's just a dud, mate.
Jesus,
cunt
you
likes-
mad cunt. Fucking
Jesus,
turn the
you
river
mad
into
cunt.
wine.
Give us a smoke, eh?
Hey. Miracle us up some durries.
Oi. Light me ciggy with your fingers, cunt.
Yeah. I'm not a fucking, I'm not like that.
Do it.
I heal the sick.
Do it, cunt.
Yeah, well, I'm sick. Fucking sick
You're
for a
not smoking
sickie.
this. Sick of not having a fucking lighter, Jesus. Now light it.
Sick of you being a fucking dumb cunt. Light me sickie.
Oh, poor Jesus.
Oh, fucking hell. All right. Last sort of news point for the week
Jesus was an alien.
before we quickly talk about, you know, our fucking not important lives.
Yeah, we can skip that. Even.
Instagram fact checking.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking. I mean, it's no surprise, really. I feel like everything's going to have it soon.
Yeah, it
Just a
seems like
slow-
it's necessary,
Slow
but
course. Well, it shouldn't be, but to some extent, that you're right.
it's being implemented.
Not enough people check for themselves.
It's
so
being
they don't-
implemented in the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's done by a third-party company called PolitiFact, and there's no
Yeah, I think they've been
like-
involved with other stuff too.
there's
They're
no
with
true way to
Twitter,
be
right?
down the
That's-
middle.
Yeah.
They're obviously going to have an agenda one way or the other, because people
Well,
have
it's
been
just-
posting videos saying that like they're posting like not even like opinions or anything like that. They're posting like legitimate like news stories, and then it's having
If
shit
it's
come
not
up saying
favourable-
like, yeah,
Yeah. If it's not favorable for a certain direction. Well, that's the problem with it too. It's regardless of whether people can be biased or not. It's like too powerful. It's like with all that Analytica, what was it, Analytica Cambridge stuff. Like it demonstrated way too much how easy it is to sway public opinion through social media.
what's that?
It was a company used for, like political leaders would hire them to try and influence social media. They developed,
okay.
algorithms.
Oh,
that
I
could
have heard of these
point
guys.
people
Yeah,
in
yeah,
directions. Trump used them. They believe they were behind Brexit,
yeah.
and they ended up getting in a lot of trouble too because they just liquidated the company at the
Yeah.
end and still operate under another name, so it's nothing too big. But they were
Yeah, that's
literally
it, man.
they were literally setting up elections. Like they were paid to win elections by using these algorithms to split everybody into their different groups and then like target the agendas and try and find ways of connecting every person with that particular agenda in some way or another.
Which is corruption.
And the way they did it was really bad too, because they would gauge how radical or not you are towards some sort of belief, and then would kind of that's how they'll know what to start you off with as far as content that they'll lean you towards, and they'll try to break you in slowly to get to the end result.
Yeah, it's a really like
It's dark.
sociopathic process for a large
Yeah,
company to
it's like-
take.
And it was huge.
Like
It's
trying to break down people's
influenced millions.
psyches.
Some people argue that's like the reason Trump won.
Yeah, that's like terrorist level shit.
Yeah.
Essentially
Evil.
that's essentially
why-
what they do when
but
they
that's why-
radicalize people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, pretty much. Well, and it was just probably this was just more sophisticated.
And I mean, look what
covert.
Look what it resulted in. Those cunts
Yeah.
storming the Capitol.
Well, I don't know if that was sort of. I guess that comes back to like
It's not a
sort of
direct
the
result.
String theory what was it? That string theory thing you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
true.
it just set that event in motion. I think for sure.
Yeah.
But they were already like in trouble by that stage. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, that's not what I'm not saying they directly
Yeah, but
incited
you're
it,
right,
but
and
by
that's
creating the fervor that they did.
Yeah, big time.
There's a lot of people that
I mean,
wouldn't
Trump
have
had
been
it
involved.
fucked up. Like he was a ferocious campaigner as well, though.
Yeah.
It was very cutthroat, so that always helped. But yeah, it's, people should not have a say like that, fact checking and stuff.
No, not at all.
Can't be trusted.
You know who else can't be trusted?
Me.
16-year-olds in fucking gyms.
Oh yeah, yuck.
Fucking 2 weeks in a row, man. I swear to God, just like the worst parts of society. So I'll start with this other little cunt first because like this pissed me off today. I'm in the gym. I'm trying to fucking train legs. It was already packed as a motherfucker from the get-go. So I spent like 25 minutes on the bike. Saw a couple of people walk out. I'm like, all right, cool. Nobody was really training legs anyway. So I'm all right. I've got access to all of these machines. I fucking finished one exercise, walked over to the squat bar and like set up my fucking thing.
Squat.
Ready to go.
Yeah, squat away.
Looked over in the other
Lovely
thing.
day
Like, do you
squat.
know what a hack squat machine is?
No.
So like a
Do I
regular
look like a hack squat.
a regular squat's just like
A hack? And then you shit your dack.
so just a regular like like a regular squat kind of thing. Hack squat's like on a machine or
Yeah,
like it's
right.
sort of like on an angle kind
And
of
the
thing.
saw comes out.
It's just
Yeah.
It's either like sort of a swinging motion like that kind of thing, or just like a straight up and down, but you're usually on an angle so it works a different part of your leg muscles.
Right.
So I usually go like squats and then go and do a couple of sets of those to like finish off. Went over finish off my main weights and I do like 2 other exercises before I finish.
Yeah.
This cunt like just got on the machine as I was starting my squats. I'm like, all right, I'm doing like 4 sets. Surely he'll be done close to the time I'm done these. Did
Yeah.
4 sets. Turn around, he's still on there. I'm like, okay, I'll go and do one of my other exercises. Went and did 4 sets of that. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't fuck around when I'm doing my exercises. I might take set might take 20 seconds, then I'll take like a 30-second to a minute break in between them. So I'm not fucking sprinting around, but I'm also
Yeah.
not dawdling. So
Yeah.
it's maybe like probably about like a good 12 to 15 minutes
Yeah.
of me doing these 3 activities.
Yeah. A bit of time has passed.
Fucking finish those, walk back out into the walkway. He's still fucking leaning on this machine on his phone. I'm like, all right.
I would have.
I'll go and do-
Hey, bro. Fucking.
Oh man, like I had to remove myself from the situation so I didn't do that shit because I know I wasn't capable of just being like, hey man, how long have you got? I was going to walk up to him and be like, cunt, what the fuck are you doing? You've been texting the entire goddamn time. Are you going to work out or are you going to fuck off?
Yeah. Could have told him.
But like, as many close people to me
Nah,
know, I
you gotta
legally
be in
can't have those
society.
conversations at the moment
That's true. Yeah.
due to some fucking people. But anyway, I digress. What the fuck is with this like bullshit of people taking so fucking long to get shit done in the gym, man? Like, go to the gym to work out. Do your
some
social
people
media at home.
Yeah, they got some very different ideas of what you're meant to do at a gym.
And then like this whole like I don't understand what you're trying to achieve. Do you have to fucking message that person right there and fucking then?
Exactly.
Like I'm
Always send
sure
it snaps,
whatever
yeah.
fucking haggard bitch that you're tuning will fucking wait 40 minutes for you to be like, I finished at the gym, as opposed to, oh, I'm in the middle of being at the
Yeah.
gym.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a
Look at me
difference.
at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's so fucking irritating. And then, well, that's the perfect statement to lead into this next one. Look at me at the gym. I was there the other week and there's probably about like, I would say in between like 15 to 18-year-old couple come in. Like kids all look the fucking same these days. So you can't say like, you look at a kid and you're like, oh, that's a 21-year-old. And he's like, I'm 14. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So they walk in. I'm doing some form of exercise. I can't remember what I was doing. I was sitting, but wherever I was, I had like a view of most of the exercises in the gym.
Yeah.
I look up and this cunt's doing like a sitting chest press exercise while his girlfriend is stroking the back of his head. Already, I was just like immediately disgusted. Just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why can't you just do this shit at home?
Because they're fucking idiot teenagers.
Yeah, that's it. We love each other. You make me sick. Fuck off. I'm jaded, and that's your problem.
I'll drop a weight on your fucking head. Move.
Yeah. But it's like, once again, I just don't have the patience for. I'm legit just staring at them like. Bleh. Just like, oh, you fucking gross guys. And then I'm looking around like appealing for other people to be like, you see this shit, right? Like, these people are fucked.
They're probably just minding their business.
I tried to for like the next fucking 10 minutes. Went back
Once
into
something burns your butt, it burns you. Like, that's
dude,
it,
I
man.
fucking, because they went into like out of my sight for like 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, it's all right. Maybe they're actually in there fucking working out now. I go into the other fucking like bottom room to go and do something, and I turn around and they're standing on either side of the like the bar where the like chest press is, hugging and fucking kissing each other. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why?
They're in love, Nettie.
Do it at home.
No, everyone needs to see it.
Yes, apparently everyone
they
needs.
can't do it at home.
We're gonna be together forever, and this proves
we're
it.
just training, Mom.
Jesus Christ, man! It's so fucking infuriating.
Painful.
I don't understand.
Oh, even adults, but there's a lot of adults that just live on like a different planet in their head.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
do.
Completely bizarre the way some people are living.
A different realm of existence, hey?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and not phased.
I
at all.
am the main character.
Yeah, or yeah, pretty much, really.
Well, it's either that, like I fucking, like I exist and only I exist and everyone exists for me, or that bullshit of just like, we're here, but no one else is. This is our space and no one else exists in it. And what we do doesn't matter because normal people aren't witnessing this weird ass display of affection.
Yeah.
And then that's the other thing is,
people
then I
weird.
start to question as well. It's like, I'm the only one looking around disgusted. Am I the weird cunt? Like,
please come and take you away. Oh, sorry, mate. Everyone here said you're weird.
Not allowed to watch it.
I'm weird. What do you mean?
Me.
Veins bulging out of your head.
Man, this place to sin as. Fucking hell. So, yeah. Don't text or love people at the gym.
Please.
That's the message for this week.
Just do your gymming.
Yeah.
Gym in, gym out, mate.
Fucking
Gym off.
get in there and gym. Speaking of gymming off.
All right, off with gym.
All right, you can find us at Return of the Whack Podcast on Instagram. You can find us at Return of the Whack Podcast on YouTube and Return of the Whack Podcast on any of your audio platforms. Also, for boxing and UFC fans, Squared Circle Combat Sports Podcast on any of your audio platforms, at Squared Circle CSP on YouTube, and we'll fucking see you next week. Hey, mate.